Hi, and welcome to Jen Thoden TV. I am your host, Jen Thoden. This podcast is designed to help you start and grow a business that you love, one that is fun, one that is around the things that interest you and that you can run and work from anywhere. I've been able to grow two very different blogs into earning six figures each. And I want to be able to help you do the same. So you'll discover that many of the things that you hear on this podcast and videocast, as well as the information out on the blog at jenthoden.com, are all designed to help you. And I base a lot of what I talk about on real life case studies. So I'm going to be very transparent and share what I've learned, my successes and my failures, so that you can also be successful and hopefully avoid some of the mistakes that I have made in the past. This is episode number 4. And in this episode, I want to talk about a really big question that people ask. I hear people talk about doing, ask, and I even hear it a lot in the network marketing world. And that is, should I quit my job to start my business? Now, my gut reaction is this. If you have to ask the question, then the answer is probably no. Now, I've heard lots of theories on this, and some of them are really aggressive. Like, well, if you don't quit your job, then you have a plan B and you'll just fall back into what's comfortable and you'll never, push yourself to growing your business. You know what? Maybe that's true, but I think ultimately, if you're not driven to work on your business and grow your business, then maybe it's not the right business for you. And that's just not what's inspiring. So I think you need to have more of a desire to work on your business besides the fact that you're desperate and you need to, because otherwise you won't pay your bills. That's my opinion. So here's the thing. You have a life. We all have, unless you have an inheritance sitting around somewhere, you have bills. You have things you need to take care of. You have to eat. You have to live. You need clothes. You probably need a car. You might have a family. And those are all things that should take top priority. You have no business, if you will, to drop everything and work on growing a business if you can't make ends meet. You're not going to be able to grow when you are in a repair and recovery mode. So let me explain. Let me just give you an analogy. If you have a cement foundation for a home or a building and it's crumbling and it's still wet and unstable, if you build anything on top of it, it will fall down and crumble. It will not be livable. You will not be able to do business in it. It's not solid. You should not be even thinking about growing and working aggressively on a business until you are financially stable. That doesn't mean you're making millions on the side. It means that you're stable. You have a paycheck. You can buy food. You can pay your bills, and you're not in negative cash flow every single month. Now, I know that starting a business online can bring you the extra income, and so I'm all for that. But it can't be the only thing that you're doing. If you don't actually have income coming in right now, what's going to happen is that your mindset at this moment is in desperation. And people can smell that a mile away. One of the core things one of the core mindsets of a successful person in business is that you have a desire and a want and the ability and the availability to help people. You help them solve a problem, whatever that problem is. It can be a big problem, a little problem, but people want to pay attention to you and buy from you because you have something that can solve a problem for them, that can help them in some way. If you need more help than them, then the tone is more about, I need you to buy this. I really need to make a sale today, or I'm not going to be able to eat. And you have blinders on what is really important, and it's impossible to grow something successfully and even quickly when you're in a desperation mode. So my answer to that question, should I quit my job? I don't know. I don't know what your financial situation is, but I highly recommend that you get yourself in a stable situation before you start to aggressively do something in addition to, because you cannot grow from where you are unless your foundation is stable enough. So make sure that you can pay your bills. Make sure you can eat. Make sure you can clothe yourself and pay for your car or whatever it is that you need, that you're living. Maybe you don't have the lifestyle that you want. Maybe you're in a job that you hate. But you know what? That's good, because in my opinion, if you're in a state of a little bit of disappointment and unhappiness, there's your drive to get your business going, right? Because if you have a job that you love, you're probably not going to be as motivated to work on your business. But ultimately, if you follow the mindset of, well, I don't want a plan B, I just want the plan A, I'm going to quit my job. Well, I can guarantee you that will last as long as your money lasts, and then you'll be looking for a job because you need to pay the bills. A business takes more than 90 days to grow. A business takes more than 30 days. So all that nonsense that you hear about getting online and, oh, you're going to be fine. You just, you work your butt off and you'll be fine. That's not true. I'm not trying to be a naysayer, but all those miracle stories that you hear about someone turning a business around within 90 days and making $1 million those aren't true. Because what you don't see behind the curtain is that they've been working at it for years. And then finally they have an opportunity or something breaks through and they make some money. But don't be fooled that they literally got on 90 days ago and are suddenly making millions of dollars. That is a bunch of, there's no way that that's happening. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been doing online business for about 20 years now. More than that. No, about 20 years. I don't want to age myself too much, but since I've been about 22 years old, I've been doing online business, and I've always made money with it. I've been able to grow one business to a significant income, a little over 300,000 in income from that business before I sold it. And now I have another one that isn't making as much, but we're in the six figures now, and it's still growing, and it's profitable, and it's a full-time income. But that took a couple years. And so you need to make sure you are taking care of your needs while you're growing your business. You've got to make sure, because if you're not, then you're working on very, very soft ground, and the desperation is going to just seep through everything that you do, and it's going to sabotage what you really want to do. Okay? So make sure you're stable. And hey, if you've got 6 months of savings and you really want to go for it, that is your call. But make sure that you know what you're doing, and don't believe in all the hype of get rich quick schemes and the network marketing hype. I love network marketing. I did it for a long time. I was very good at it. But it's a lot of work. And it's not an overnight success story either. So work on that foundation. Stay employed if you need to. Make sure you've got the support around you for what you need, so that if you decide to quit your job, make sure you've got support around you in case something goes wrong. One of the things that is also not clear to people when they're first starting out in business is that you have fluctuations of really, really good times and not so great times. And you can't possibly know what those are going to be within the first 90 days of growing a business. It takes a year or two before you get a feel for when things are low and when things are high. Everything is seasonal. Everything ebbs and flows, ups and downs all the time. You'll have more expenses in one month than another month. You'll have more income in one month than another month. And you never know which one is going to be which until you start to kind of get a rhythm. All those things need to happen before you go solo, before you quit your job. Okay? So think clearly. It's an emotional thing to want to quit your job early. I know. I've been there. I know what that feels like. But make sure you take care of your needs first. Okay? The business is going to be there. It's not going to go away. And yeah, maybe you could grow it a little faster if you were going full time. And that should be a goal for you. So know your numbers. Know what your expenses are. Know when your business is actually covering those expenses. That's when you start to think about when you can quit your job. And maybe that's 6 months from now. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a year from now. And that's okay too, because you know what? If you quit now because you think a year is too long, a year will come by so fast and you'll wish you hadn't let go. So don't give up. Stay to it. And don't quit your job just yet. I'm Jen Thoden. If you like this content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or out on iTunes and visit the blog at jenthoden.com. You can subscribe to my newsletter and receive a free action plan to help you get started if you're brand new in business, and you also pick up some good tips as well on how to get started online. And that's all free for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another episode.